Good evening to all. Today we have an eminent civil engineer, urban and regional planner, and sustainable development specialist as our chief guest for this year's World Habitat Day celebrations. Dr. May Matthew is familiar to all of us present here, but still I have to introduce her. She has more than 37 years of experience in sustainable city strategies and technologies. She has proved her leadership in multi-sector collaboration, public policy, and community engagement. Presently, she is serving as the founder, trustee, and chief planner of the Center for Environmental Efficiency, Kochi. She has been shouldering this responsibility since 2018. In fact, she founded this organization aimed at promoting sustainable initiatives and technologies. Then she had a long stint before joining this Center for Environmental Efficiency. She had a long stint with the Greater Cochin Development Authority as deputy town planner, starting with the deputy town planner to senior town planner. That was between 2002 to 2018. She started her career with the Military Engineering Services Government of India. She served MES for again more than 10 years, 1988 to 1998. Now coming to her educational qualification, she is a graduate in civil engineering from PKM College of Engineering, University of Kerala. Then she obtained her Master of Planning degree from the prestigious School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. She also holds a postgraduate diploma in geoinformatics and remote sensing from the Center for Environment and Development. She obtained her Doctor of Philosophy degree from Cochin University of Science and Technology for her research work on sustainable cities. She got advanced training in Erasmus University of Rotterdam, the Netherlands. She obtained a postgraduate diploma in green cities for eco-efficiency from the Institute for Housing and Urban Development Studies, IHS of Erasmus University, Rotterdam, the Netherlands. So she's highly qualified in all these areas, and she has occupied key positions and has made significant contributions. She has been a TEDx speaker on environmental management systems for a warming world, and also presented papers at National Town and Planners Conference held recently, 2025. Expert panel member for Integrated Center for Water Management, Geospatial Campus, Kochi. Then she has been a speaker and panelist in different sustainability summits held in the state of Kerala and other states. Presently, she is serving as the general convener for the 40th National Convention of Architectural Engineers, which is going to be hosted by IEI Kochi Local Center on 9th and 10th of October. It is nearing. And she has made tremendous efforts to make this All India Convention a big success. So request your esteemed presence in this prestigious All India Convention. And also she is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers India. She belongs to the Architectural Engineering Division. Then she is a fellow of the Institute of Town Planners and Indian Institute of Technical Arbitrators. So we have a person with visionary leadership fostering sustainable and efficient urban growth as our chief guest for this important day. So with these few words, let me extend a warm welcome once again to Dr. May Matthew and request her to make her presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman Vedanathan sir, and Dr. Madhu, and Secretary Prashant, and all other people who are here. And you people are our own people, so I don't feel I'm a guest, I'm an insider. So when the flyer was made, I told Grigesh to change to speaker rather than chief guest. So very good evening to all of you. And actually, this will be an introductory talk of what is going to happen on October 9 and 10. And it rightly coincides with the Human Habitat theme is rightly coincides with our National Convention theme, that is Sustainable Cities, Strategies and Technologies. And they are telling that urban solutions to crisis. That means there is only one crisis, which I will be telling. And before that, I will say the World Habitat Day, about that. It was established in the year 1985 and observed annually, what the Vedanathan are told, in first Monday of October. And it is coordinated by UN Habitat. And there was something known as Urban October was introduced from the year 2014. And when this National Convention of Architectural Engineers was sanctioned in October, I was very happy that this is happening in Urban October. Urban October, that means the importance of cities to create happiness among the people by making the cities a safer and resilient and also a hub of happiness place. And actually, UN Habitat is the program of UNCHS, that means United Nations Center for Human Settlements. And about the crisis, what I'm saying, that they have made the singular word crisis. That means there is only one crisis in the world, and from which so many baby crises are emanated. So many are emanated. That is, the urban crisis is that our earth is overshooting. That means overshooting earth. So earth is carrying the load of humanity, which is more than what it can regenerate. As per the calculation of Global Footprint Network, it is 75% in excess. And global Footprint is the one which is an NGO based at California, based on a thesis research report of Dr. Mathis Wakernagel from the British University of British Columbia, and he has established a Global Footprint Network, which they have now made tie-up with York University, and all these calculations are updated every year based on UN data. So it's a very drastic situation. That is 75% of in excess of what is Earth can sustain or regenerate or can absorb. That means 75% overshoot. And day by day, it is having a cascading effect. It is increasing in the multiplying scale, x, 2x, then 4x, then 8x, 16x, 64x, like that. It is having a cascading effect, and situation is going very bad, and the earth is crying actually. And that crying earth is giving some symbols in the form of hurricanes, then tornadoes, then flood, drought, then loss of biodiversity, melting of glaciers, and ocean acidification, land degradation. What all things we are facing is because of the earth overshooting tendency. And in fact, I will tell you that the rising amount of intolerance as well as the wars, everything is as a result of this overshooting of earth. I will come to that, because once overshooting happens, our own system is changing so that it affects our biopsychic condition, because what food we eat, what we drink, and what the thing we are breathing, all these things are getting polluted, so that this is affecting our biopsychic condition, and our stress hormones are activated, cortisol as well as adrenaline hormones are activated, and our happy hormones are suppressed. So people are not happy, they are having insecurity, and they are showing all these kinds of intolerance, things like that. So everything has got a connection to this overshooting Earth. Then next thing is, that is reflection. I already explained. Reflection of overshooting is coming in the form of soil degradation, loss of biodiversity, identity intrusion, rising intolerance, etc., etc. And there are tipping points that is based on the research conducted by UNFCCC. There are tipping points, global tipping point report is there. In that, there are very drastic tipping points are there, and Earth is about to collapse. That's what they say. Once it's tipped, it will never come back. That's why it is known as tipping points. And some of the tipping points are Greenland ice melting, then Antarctic ice sheet collapse, Arctic sea icing loss, Amazon rainforest depletion, boreal forest shift, coral reef death. All these things are happening at a global level. And in the case of India, extreme heat waves, Himalayan water system collapse, then coastal flooding and sea level rise. This is happening with respect to India. And with respect to Kerala, sea level rise, drought, then the flooding, drought, loss of biodiversity, and also land degradation, forest degradation, and our human settlements are also not going in a proper way because of the villain known as urban sprawl. Because once this urban sprawl is the tipping point, once this urban sprawl is happening in unabated, all our system will collapse, Kerala. That's why I think I'm taking this much effort in making, educating people about the importance of that is rightful environmental management. Global level, we cannot do anything, but local level, we can do something so that some kind of remedial measures, some kind of happiness or some kind of rightful things we can achieve. So that's a bit. And our generations are not happy. Recently, I came across a report because one of my colleagues, one doctor, she's teaching in Amrita Hospital, and she's telling in one of our ladies' meeting in the flat that she was telling that we people are happier than our next generation people who are medical students there, because they don't have sleep, they are not fresh, and they are not happy. So what she was telling is corroborated by me seeing a recent report of study about younger people are not happy. We people are happy because we could live in a better environment than younger people. So we people are not happy, for which we are responsible, because this overshooting of Earth started in the 1960s, and it is slowly increasing. Our generation is responsible for what all things are happening in the world now. So as a responsible citizen, something can be a stitch in time, can save nine, or something we can do in the form of some action plans, projects, then concepts like that. It will result in something good. Another thing which is happening is that rural areas, loss of livelihood is happening. They are not getting money to make their both ends meet. So most of the places, these people are migrating to urban centers to make their livelihood. And what happens is almost people are migrating in a faster pace to the cities across the world, and especially developing countries. And almost, I think, more than almost 55% of the people are living in urban area already. And by the year 2050, 70% of the people are going to live in urban areas or cities. But if cities are not managed efficiently, what will happen? It will end up in chaos, and there will be an utter failure for the systems in the earthly systems. So we have to make our cities efficient and very systematic with innovations and strategies, innovation strategies and technologies, because strategy alone cannot work. Strategy coupled with technologies only can work, because we are developing our technological capabilities, developing at a galloping way, so that just catch hold of that technology and using the strategies and to make the cities very efficient and vibrant, so that there is a hope that our earthly systems will remain. Once cities are made efficient, with accommodating more people in a less area, with all supporting infrastructure, with urban planning and other open spaces and things like that, then all the other systems, ecosystems will remain intact, and they will start functioning, and we can bring back the earth to its better days at by and by, not on all on a sudden. There is no over the counter medicine for this. It's by and by, in a slow way only we can attain. And in between, so many disasters will take place, because earth is 75% overshot. That means once in a while disasters come on taking place, and this will be our lessons. Then the administrators think seriously what to do. Then they will embrace something new, technologies and strategies. And somehow, if earth has to retain, at least systems to retain, we have to, some people will be meeting so many accidents and epidemics and pandemics, and also lots of sufferings and all, but still it will, in a slow way, if we are making the cities in a better place to live, there is hope. So how to take up the sustainable cities? So we want strategies. Strategies means, what I have done my PhD is, I was introducing two effective indicators based on the global data, name as environmental efficiency and carrying capacity. Environmental efficiency, cities are considered as a product, or it is a factory. So human development, humans are the product. Happy humans are the product, while resources, land, etc. are the input. So I have taken the output by input approach, and output is considered as a human development index of UNDP, and input is considered as a ecological footprint of global footprint network. Global data is available for the earth as well as for the nations. I have made some comparisons, and I have found that what Indira Gandhi told in 1972 Stockholm Conference, it is not the consumption, it is the wastage, and it is not the consumption, it is not the population figure which is affecting the global sustainability. It is the consumption. Consumption in the means wastage in the form of spare capacity and emissions. So what Indira Gandhi told is, I also embrace it, because it is not the consumption, it is not the population, but the consumption that is mattering. Because I will tell you one thing, based on the global footprint network, if everyone on earth is living like an average American, we need 5 earth. While everyone on earth is living like an Indian, we need only 0.7 earth. That is the difference between consumption. So consumption is what matters, not the population. So using two indicators, that means environmental efficiency and carrying capacity, which is taken to city level. And as there is no data, because below national level, there is no data about the human development index and ecological footprint data. So below the state level, we can take, city level, we can take, but we have to have dependable data. So what I did is I have taken used some images of remote sense images, IRS list 3, and I have taken GIS technology to quantify and classify the images and made the built-up area map for a portion of Cochin city, 285 kilometers. And I have taken some indicators in the GIS map. That means land utility index and accessibility index, per capita built up, the ecosystem disturbance factor, ecosystem effectivity. I'm telling one by one because it is to make you understand these indicators. It would take a long time, but the basic concept is that in city level, land has to move from common ownership, individual ownership to common ownership. Our city policies should be in such a way that we have to encourage flats, and because it is having common ownership, and also we want to acquire more government land so that we will have surplus resources for future development. So that is a land utility based on land ownership. That is a land utility. Then accessibility, because how much accessible we are, that is also distance from the city center, distance from road, distance from metro stations, etc. are taken. And the study area was divided into 281 square meter, and I have calculated the accessibility index for each grid. Then that means whatever developments coming, it should be accessible, because what all human development, that means facilities are there in the city. In order to people to accept, they should have proper accessibility. There is no point in making conveniences like parks and open spaces without accessibility. Accessibility is a very important factor. And also TOD, transit-oriented development, that's a very good idea. It is practiced across the world. It is not my idea. It is across the world, and that means on both sides of metro line, high density development is promoted. That means that is a very good thing. And government of Kerala or Department of Town Planning is finalizing TOD policy, and they are making the TOD plan for Kochi Metro, and as a first step, they are making for Whitela. So land utility, accessibility, then per capita built up. That means we have to encourage built up consumption of land should be reduced. That means we have to go high rise. At the same time, we have to leave a lot of open spaces in between on the ground. That means people will have some space to move around. That means less ground coverage with high-rise buildings. Then ecosystem. Next is ecosystem disturbance factor versus productivity multiplier factor. That means we have to encourage bulk development, because if one or two places, if we are making small hutments, what will happen? Our agricultural ecosystem will be disturbed. At the same time, we are unable to attain economic momentum. That's what is happening in the case of urban sprawl. But in the same case of Panambali Nagar, made by Greater Cochin Development Authority, the land utility has increased maybe 5 or 6 people. That means their agricultural land of some Nambudris, there were 5 or 6 people maybe for 3 or 4 lakhs land utility. That means the ownership of the land is changed, and it was a bulk development. And they have encouraged vertical development. That accessibility is also very high. That means making of DTP scheme, detailed town planning schemes by the development authorities, as a very good environmental efficiency and enhancement technique, which was practiced till 2019, 1994 till 94. That means in 92 74th Constitution Amendment Act came, and 94 Municipalities Act came. After that, the that means the work of or contributions of development authority has diminished, and even now there is not a proper decision has been taken for the development authorities to function effectively. Actually, it was contributing a lot for the national development, but it is not functioning. It is remaining idle, and the skeleton is there, and they have got assets and all kind of infrastructure, but they are remaining idle. That it was a very good environmental efficiency enhancement technique. So what we can do now is use, because TOD plan is already there. In the case of Kochi, I'm telling. So TOD plan, I don't know whether town planning department may be considering the agricultural TDR or CRZ TDR, but actually instead of giving very high FAR on a default way, that means on both sides of highway, both sides of metro, what we could do is we just gather some agricultural TDR from the remote places, and transfer of development right should be used in this corridor. And also the people who are affected by CRZ, they should be rehabilitated, and they should be able to transfer the development rights to the TOD corridor, so that our sustainability of the region will be increasing, and our people are able to access to the different human development centers in a very effective way. So that's the thing. Then what else? And about the SDGs, we have got 17 SDGs. Out of that, what SDG 11? SDG 11 is even the United Nations has made SDG 11 as at par with all other SDGs. It is not correct. Actually, SDG 11 is a comprehensive SDG, while all the other 16 SDGs are, that means, linear. That means by incorporating SDG 11 at a top level with some effective indicators, say ENCC theory, and SDG 11 is taken up, all the SDGs can be taken together, like no poverty, no hunger, all these things can be taken together if we are using by ENCC theories. So also regional planning technique we have to create, because there is, after the 74th Constitution Amendment Act, there is a provision for metropolitan planning authorities. Kerala, the 1992, this Constitution Amendment Act was made by Congress government, but when it came to Kerala government, they have embraced it as an LDF agenda, telling that it is people's planning. But they have made people's planning. In paper, they are setting that you are empowered and nobody can question your activities. But at the same time, urban planning is given to the local bodies rather than enabling them to do urban planning. So what is happening? There is no town planning department in the Cochin Corporation or the other local bodies, even after 20-25 years. And what is the state is losing the opportunity of urban development. So there is no agency to coordinate the thing, the situation. Even Greater Cochin Development Authority is legally not empowered, because they are just remaining like that. No effective legal status is given. But as per the 74th Constitution Amendment Act, there is a provision to create metropolitan planning authorities and metropolitan planning committee. In the Constitution itself, it is written, that is a well written, that MBCs should be formed, and it should be definitely, if there is an MBC, it should be supported by a metropolitan planning committee. And if GCDA is elevated to that, the Technical Secretariat of Metropolitan Planning Authority, I'm not talking about the GCDA staff, and the infrastructure, and also the assets and the land and building, everything is used for that, with people, talented people across the world, across the country, and also across the state. We can attain, we can there will be some agencies to spearhead the activities in the Greater Kochi region, which is not Ernakulam district. It is beyond Ernakulam district. Maybe 2-3 districts are combined together. We will get a region, because this is the catchment area of Vembanad estuary system. The 6 rivers are coming from the that means in the mountain area, and it is falling in the Vembanad estuary system. So that one problem in one place, it is interconnected. The other problem. See, 2018 flood. Everywhere it flooded. It from Chenganur to Chalakudi, it flooded because it's all connected. So we have to consider the drainage basins and make a region most scientifically, and then metropolitan planning committees are to be formulated, and for that a technical secretariat is formulated, and a regional planning exercise is to be done, because there are do's and don'ts which we have to identify. That means at a regional level, because in the case of Cochin Corporation or Kalmacheri municipalities do something, there is no agency to tell that no, this way you cannot do that. Your merit is in this direction. In this direction, you don't have to do it. It will create problem. There is nobody to tell such a thing. And based on my presentation on behalf of Institution of Engineers, I went to Accident-Free Kochi. There in Renai, that means for the previous committee, I also attended, and I was made one of the panelists there, and I was talking about the legal possibility of making a metropolitan planning committee to go to. It is compulsory to make. It is a mandatory provision in the 74th Constitution Amendment Act, which Kerala government, they are telling that people's planning, but at the same time, they never cared about making an MBC so far. And they are telling DPC is enough, but there is no dedicated agency. So what happened is, based on my talk, a certain group of people, there is a group known as Kochi Next, and those people, they collected money from their individual pockets, and they went to the High Court of Kerala, and they gathered a favorable order that MBCs are to be constituted. I think it was in the year 2023. Even 2024, 25, recently, for namesake, an MBC is constituted, but it is not functioning. There is no technical secretariat. So for the Greater Kochi region to become livable and viable, we need a spearheading authority who will oversee the things in the most scientific way, and who will administer the activities of the local bodies and panchayats. So that is what Kochi, to become a sustainable city, that kind of arrangements are to be made. And wherever I get a chance, I used to say that, and in the social media also I say that, and many people support it, but somehow it is not coming through. Then what else? What all technology we can use? We can use geographical information system, remote sensor data, then blockchain technology, transfer of development rights. There has to be a proper accounting for that. We can use this thing, blockchain technology. So I have taken very, very serious effort in bringing one person from Kerala Blockchain Academy to deliver a lecture on the blockchain development for sustainable cities. That will be delivered on the second day. And I think in Kochi, this is the first time someone has actually in the urban development sector, someone has brought a research paper or a paper like this. I think it will be interesting, because it is considered as foolproof. At the same time, it is close to blockchain, and there will not be much corruption, and it is accountable. Everybody can see what all things are happening in their computer. So if such a thing is implemented, only these kind of activities can be implemented. Only this kind of policies can be effectively brought in. So what Kerala very seriously when needs that kind of intervention. Otherwise, Greater Kochi and also other metropolitan regions in the state, it will be in a very sorry state because global warming is very seriously affected by Kerala. It is going to be affected by Kerala because Indian Ocean, because of the ocean elevation, Indian Ocean is going to heat it up rather than all other places. So there is a research paper. I came across that. Indian Ocean is the place where it is going to be a very, very heat conditions, and it will change hurricanes, depressions, landslides, then tornadoes, and also what is it called? Mega spotanum. All these things may happen, and urban areas are not equipped to meet those challenges, that drastic situations. So we have to improve our infrastructure to accommodate all these things. For example, because there is a heavy flood in Netherlands, what is happening is that all their stadium and public buildings and all those open spaces underground, there's a huge storage tanks. And when the flood comes, it will be going to the storage tank first. Then it will be evacuated. That it's going to the sea when the sea level is going down in the neap tide. So there are remedies for our urban flooding. Our drainage situations have to be improved, and also land coverage is to be reduced, and also FAR in agricultural area and non-agriculture, that means rural areas and urban area, maximum FAR is 4 because of the real estate pressure. But if it is going like this, we cannot do anything, and everybody will be in problem. And what all achievements we are here, it is like bubbles in the air. And if something happens, everything will be going down. Even the real estate people also should understand that their investment also will be in problem, because if so and so things are not done properly, we have to be equipped with this kind of drastic situation to meet with this kind of drastic situation. So I am aware of this. That is why I am just advocating for such things very seriously, because I know that is I myself, what all achievements I am making, there is no meaning without a supporting system for our own land. Even I go to America or Britain or another place also, if I am making so much of money, and if my motherland is not remaining in a proper way, that's no meaning. I feel sad. And like that, so many people are like that. The people who are working outside, they are not happy. I have discussed with many people, they are not happy. After all, it is not our own land, that they say. So it is our primary responsibility, and being engineers, we have to convince the people around, and also the media, and also the people in government, about the drastic situations which are going to happen if on the business as usual scenario, and if it is not corrected. So we all can work together, because after the national convention, some money, some proceeds are remaining. I just wanted to request our honorable chairman to make a center for sustainable strategies and technologies, so that we can develop the what all concepts we have in a better way, so that it will be useful for the people, useful for the world, and useful for the country. And after all, the ultimate aim of any development is human happiness. Human happiness means whatever may be the condition, if our happy hormones are there, then we will be happy. Whatever it is, irrespective of our what all things are happening. If the happy hormones are in our body, we will be happy. And if the stressed hormones are there in our body, what all small things also, we will be unhappy. So happiness is the ultimate aim of any human development, and it can be achieved through proper planning and development. It has a lot of scope by creating open spaces in between high-rise buildings, and people are able to walk itself, even pedestrianization, then cycle paths. All these things are contributing to happy hormones in our body. Our health will be improving, our attitude will be improving, our intolerance will be reducing, and we will see that all are our brothers and sisters, and we will have a sense of belonging, our city, our country, our state, like that. These are all the things I wanted to share, and this may kindly be taken as only an introductory talk, just to understand what is the importance of sustainable cities strategies and technologies. And during the convention, there are all research papers. They are expressing their views, and I am also presenting a paper that is expressing what is E&CC theory and what its importance and things like that. And let us hope that all good things will come out. Thank you so much.